Hello guys, I'm glad to see you today. My name is Ina, and today we will continue with you the series of webinars about questions. And I think this is one of quite important webinar about question words, the words that can help us to create WH questions or special questions. In this case, we need to discuss with you how to use them, what their meanings, what they are used to ask about, let's say, like that. I will tell you now a little bit the rules about these different question words, and after that we will do with you a little bit of practice. So, question words. We can also call them pronouns sometimes. Sometimes they are not pronouns. But, well, actually they are. Okay. I'm sorry. The first, I will read you the examples of questions, and you will hear the question words that I'm going to tell you about. The first one, who talked last night? Who is the question word? Which keys are yours? Whom do you ask for at the desk? What did you do when the electricity failed? Whose watch is this? So who, which, whom, what, which, whose, these are all pronouns. I will tell you about more of them, but I would like to start and to talk a little bit about their difference. The first one, that will be who and whom. The difference between them, that who is used for regular questions and whom we use for formal questions. So if we want to be formal, we better use who, not whom. Also, pay attention that who and whom are used on their own. This is important. On their own. It means that we cannot use one more noun or some word after them. They are used on their own. For example, with who? Who paid? It's subject question. Or whom did you ask? Whom did you ask? Or whom did you speak? Did you ask to speak to? Like that. This is very formal question. You can say who did you ask to speak to. It's possible, and everybody says that, especially in speaking. I mean, in the oral part, when you speak to people, it's better to use who, not whom. Let's talk about others. I don't know what was that sound. Let's talk about others. We have here with you whose, which, and what. These pronouns can be used on their own or they can be used with a noun ahead. I will write you the example with whose, if you don't mind. So the example, on their own, whose are these books? This is the question. And the next one, whose books? It's also possible. Whose books are these? And in this case, we say we use with a noun. Over here we have books. This is a noun. The same about which. For example, which did you buy, or which sweater did you buy? The same with about what. What is the number on the door, or what number is your house? Quite simple, I think. This is what I wanted to tell you. Also, I'd like to discuss with you the difference between what and which. In this case, we have here what and which. The difference between them is quite simple. What we use when we talk about, especially like what book, for example, or which book, or what sweater. Let's say sweater, or which sweater. I think that's a nice example. So, what sweater did you buy? The question means that I went shopping and I bought a sweater. The person doesn't know what I was choosing between, so he just knows that I bought a sweater, and he asks me, "What sweater did you buy?" When the person asks which, it's better to use, in this case, we mean which between something. Which sweater did you buy? For example, yellow or gray? Which sweater did you buy, yellow or gray? This is, in this case, this is, we have here the choice. So what is used more for something in general, I'm sorry, and which is used for something specific. Usually when we choose between something, like which color do you like, black or white? When we ask what color do you like, we ask from all colors, and the person says, I like navy blue. So, I mean, this is this is quite general question when we ask what, and which is quite specific one. Let's move on. I would like, these are very special words which I wanted to talk more, and we have more question words, and I would like to discuss with you them. So we will move on. The first one that I would like to discuss, I will write you here all of them. We have here what. Let's have what for. I will not write examples, but I will read you them. When, but you can write all these question words in your copybooks. Which, who and whom, and whose. We'll move on over here. We have here why. Also, very often we say, why don't we? How, and with how we form also different. How far, for example, or how long, how many, oops, sorry, how many, how much, how many, how much, how old. And one more, I love it, it's how come. How come? I think I wrote all of them. So the first one, what? When we ask about something, like what is your name? What is your address? What is your job? I think about simple examples. Or we also ask what when we talk about, when we ask like for general information, as I gave you the example before. What color do you like? What books do you read? What films do you watch? What street did you used to play in your childhood? What also can be used when we haven't heard what the person said, and we say, what? What did you say? Like that. What for? What for? We ask for reason. We asking why. For example, what did you do that for? Or what did you buy it for? That means why did you buy it? So we can use what did you do it for, and we use preposition for at the end of the question. Or why did you do it? It's the same, let's say. When we use when we ask about time. When did you leave? When do you wake up? When do you go to work? Where, when we ask about place or position. For example, where do you live? Where are you standing? Where are you now? Which, as I said, we use it for asking specific information, especially when we give the choice. For example, which color of sweater do you want, gray or black? Who? We ask about people. Please remember, we don't say which for people. So who opens the door or who helped you? Whom we ask when we want to be formal, and we can say, like, they are quite close to each other. Whom did you see or who did you see? It's all right. Whose we use when we think about possession. Who has this? Then we say who, like, whose book is this? This book belongs to somebody, and we ask about ownership. Why? We ask for reason, asking why the person did something. Why did you say so? Why did you tell me the truth? Why don't? This is the question word which we use when we want to make suggestion. Why don't we go to the cinema? It's similar to let's go to the cinema. How? We ask about manner, how the person, like, how do you get to work? By bus, by trolley bus. And also about the conditions, like, how did you pass your driving test? How far? We ask about distance. How far is from Kiev to Crimea, for example? How long? We ask about duration. How long have you been working for this company? For 3 years. How many? We ask about quantity, and how many we use for countable nouns, the ones that we can count. How many books do you have at home? How many students do you teach? And how much we use for uncountable nouns. How much water do you drink? How much air do you breathe? Stupid example, but okay. How much money do you earn, let's say? How old? We ask about age. How old are you, of course? And how come? It's very informal, and this is the same as why. How come I don't know, I can't see her, or like, why I can't see her, or how come I didn't know about that? It's like, why I didn't know about that. Sounds very nice. I love it. Especially, it's very typical for American English. If you watch some American sitcoms, I'm sure you will notice them. Now, I would like, of course, you to practice a little bit. I will switch on the PowerPoint presentation, and you will see, you will have to use all our question words in the correct places in our questions. Let's move on. Well, I hope you are ready. So we have here question words. And what we've got here, let's look at the first task. In the first task, we have here a conversation between a policeman and Mrs. Lee. She was the witness of some crime, I guess. And your task is to think about what kind of question word is possible to use here. I want you to remind that it's not so difficult. Don't think about something really complicated. It's really easy. So I will give you a minute to think about, and after that we will check. Let's check. So the first one, it's going to be fun. Good morning, madam. What can I do you for? What can I do for you? Sorry. Oh, officer, it's my Ned. He has run away from home. Where do you live? At 14 Church Road. What is your full name? Jennifer Rose Lee. When did you last see Ned? At 6 o'clock yesterday evening. How did he seem? Was he acting strangely? No, not at all. He seemed completely normal. Let's finish this conversation. Again, you've got a minute and to think what kind of question pronoun you should use. Well, I hope you had enough time. And let's check. How old is Nat? He's 12. How much money did he have? None. Why do you ask? Well, because he can't have gone very far without any money. How long will it take you to find him? I can't say exactly, Mrs. Lee, but I hope we will find him very soon. Now, can you tell me what Ned is like? It's like we ask about his appearance. Certainly, he's got long floppy ears and a short tail. And what? This is like, as I told you, like when we haven't heard on when we're surprised, we use it. You mean Ned isn't your son? He's your dog? So the person was quite surprised. But anyway, we want to find our dogs too if they are gone. Let's look at the next exercise. We have here questions, and again, we need to think about question word that is possible to use there. Let's check. So the first one, what countries did you visit during your holidays? Which side of the house faces south? Which side, that means left, right, so of course we use which. And what is for a more general question. Which is my pen, this black one or this red one? Again, we ask about specific information and about choice. What color is your car? As you understood, I guess, while you were doing it, that it's only about which and what. So what is your favorite meal? More general question. Which one do you prefer between Italy and England? Which car is yours? We are looking at different cars in front of us. This car park is really huge. What cake would you choose if you could have any you wanted? Again, wide range of choice. What writer do you like? What writers, sorry. And which of these houses is haunted? Haunted, that means like full of ghosts or some mysterious things. Let's look at the next one. Again, you have to think about and to make the right choice. So let's check what we got. Who wrote this book? Whom are you going to recommend? Whose dictionary is on the table? As you can see, we choose here between who, whom, and whose. It doesn't look like this is the right address. Whom did you ask for directions? We have 2 extra tickets for the concert. Who wants to go with us? It wasn't me. I have no idea who left the oven on. Whose car is parked in the handicapped parking space? And the last one, the police have called in an expert to identify whose handwriting is actually on the ransom letter. And we have here a story about a woman, and we have to create questions about the words in bold. As we are running out of time, I will proceed directly. So let's look at the first one, a woman. Who was murdered at the Park Hotel last night? At the Park Hotel. Where was a woman murdered last night? Last night, we ask the next question. When was a woman murdered at the Park Hotel? Then a maid, like a girl who cleans the hotel. So a maid who discovered her body. It's subject question. The laundry room, next question we need to create. Where did she find it? And the last one, who are the police looking for? They're looking for her husband. And what do they think? The next part we have here, he left the hotel at 1:35. So we ask about 1:35. What time did he leave the hotel? This morning. What did he take from the hotel safety deposit box? This is about wife's jewelry. And how much money did he take from the hotel safety deposit box? And the last question, what was the woman's name? That's it. Let's make the conclusion of our webinar. So today we discussed with you different question words that we need to use when we want to ask a question. WH question, special question. You have to understand the difference between them, when to use them. Please don't confuse when and where, which and what, or who and whom, or whose. Remember about their meanings. Thank you very much for your attention and time. It was very nice broadcasting. Have a nice day. See you guys. Bye.